We have James Schilliker here with the Cavalieres. Can you give us your thoughts before the final?
It's going to be a very tough game for our boys. It was a very close game in the group, but I think today we're going to come up trumps, and I think we're going to win today, I think.
And you've been having a great tour here. What was the result when you played this team yesterday?
We won 10-0, so it's very tight. We've had a great time here. The mineral water here at the club has been fantastic as well.
Thank you very much, and enjoy the final. Good luck. And it's Cavalieres with the kick. And the final is kicked off. Boys 16. And Erikslund is taking the ball out of the ruck. Shipping it. Go for the crash ball. And it's a penalty for the Cavalieres for infringement in the ruck. And they're going to kick it to touch. And in rugby, when you kick a penalty to touch, the line out or the throw-in will be in the team who kicked the ball out. So it's the Cavalieres line out. We still have 0-0. No points on the board yet in the final between Cavalieres from England and Erikslund from Sweden. Boys 16 final. And here's the first strike. And it's Cavalieres, number 7. It goes through, and that's Chris Prehn. Okay, and we have final lead for the Cavalieres. And the conversion. And it's over. So we have a 7-0 lead from the Cavalieres. So, you're watching the boys 16 final in Viking Cup Youth Tournament, and in black tops we have the Cavalieres from England, and in green and white we have Erikslund from Stockholm, and it's 7-0 start for the Cavalieres. Okay, Erikslund is taking off, kicking off. This kicks straight center field, well taken by the Cavalieres, taken through. That's a solid crash, another crash ball coming in. There's a third. And that's a penalty for a dump tackle. So I think the referee will take the card out there. It's a legal tackle. Yeah, that's sin bin. So Erikslund will be down one man for 5 minutes for a lift tackle. The rule is if you pick up a player, you have to put him down safely again. And the referee didn't think he was doing that in the case. And in youth rugby, we are safety is really important. So we have been telling all the teams before they join it that then time no finishing. So it's a penalty for Cavalieres, and they kick it out to touch. And it's a line out just before the midway line. So it's Harvey throwing in the line-out ball. And it seems look like they're going for a middle option in the line-out. Cavalieres. That was actually won by Erikslund. And the ball is turned over again by Cavalieres, and they're shipping it wide. And it looked like a knock-on forward there, but the referee, no, there goes the whistle. So it was a forward pass. A small knock-on by the Cavalieres. So we have a scrum, a centre-field scrum to Erikslund. The Cavalieres is players age under 14, so they have moved up 1 year group. So they're actually playing against a tougher resistance in way of sizing. The first scrum of the match. It's always interesting to see when the teams are and it's a turnover by the Cavalieres, which is using the ball, shipping it out wide left. They got numbers, and they got even. And it was well played, but it was passed into touch by Cavalieres, so we will have a line out from Erikslund. Apparently the ref thought it was a forward pass before, so we have a new scrum, and it's to Erikslund. Referee is Ronald Björklund from Borås. He's been having a fine tournament, and now the sent-off player is coming back on again, so Erikslund is up to full strength. That's a new scrum. Ref says take that again. And Erikslund struggling a little bit in the scrum here, and the referee calls for a new. Now he let the players continue. Erikslund is shipping the ball wide. Quick runner, but it's a bit lonely. That should be a bit high. That's a high tackle. So there's a penalty to Erikslund, and the Cavalieres have to move back 10 meters. They're using a pivot. And first ruck is won by Erikslund. And there's a second penalty for using the hands on the floor. So a lot of tension with the final. Looks like we haven't seen that kind of infringement before from the Cavalieres during this tournament. And now they got numbers outside, but he's not using the ball, and that was dropped forward, I think. So the referee's playing advantage, but there goes the whistle for the forward pass or drop, knock on. So we will have a scrum, midfield scrum, and it's the Cavalieres put in. Scrum off ball will be put in by scrum off Archie and Scum. And it's scrum off is put under pressure, but the defending scrum off from Eriksson, he was offside, and the referee is giving a penalty instead to the Cavalieres. So they've been kicking the penalty so far for the line out, and it looks like they're going for that option as well. It's kick. It's just missed touch, and then referee has awarded a kick 22 since it crossed the dead ball line. And referee stopping the time because the ball is here comes the player. So kick 22, that means you have to kick it across the 22 meters line. Doesn't matter how short or far it goes, the ball, but it has to cross the line. So Eriksson has kicked it deep into Cavalieres. They're taking it up. And the player was tackled out of the field, so we will have a line out to Eriksson. And there goes the whistle. Okay, and now we got a breakthrough from number 7 in, and it's a try. It's a try by Chris Preen of the Cavalieres. So we have a 12-0 lead in the final. This is the boys 16 final of the Viking Cup Youth Tournament in Partille, Sweden. Been a quite solid game from Cavalieres so far. Most of the play has been on Erikslund, which is a team from Stockholm, Sweden. It's been defending most of this first half in the final. And the conversion is over, so we got a 14-0 lead. Okay, Erikslund with the kickoff, and The coach in Erikslund must do some changes here, but catching up because they're down 14-0. Kick it in field, taken up by number 15 in Cavalieres. And he's cutting through the defense, and that is brought down. A little ship from the 9 in Cavalieres. See, he saw that they didn't have a fullback. And it's actually scored! A third try. It was a great try. First, a small chip from the halfback behind the backs of Erikslund, and then was the supporting player. I think it was number 7 in there. So they extend the lead to 19-0. So it's a third try. And are you watching this conversion? It's where might be the last kick for the first half in this boys 16, and here we come. No, it doesn't have the distance, so the score stays to 19 for Cavalieres and 0 for Erikslund. So it's 19-0 to the Cavalieres from England against Erikslund from Sweden, Stockholm. And you're watching the boys 16 final of the 19th edition of the Viking Cup, who's arranged here by Spartacus Rugby Union Football Club in Partille, Sweden. And we have a scrum. There was a knock on by the Cavalieres. They have a scrum, and they have been out scrumming Erikslund for the whole game. So we see if they can hold their own scrum here. It's the first time they got some possession on Cavalieres half. That's much better scrum from Erikslund, and they're shipping the ball wide, and it's. They were a bit lucky there because the Cavalieres player were going for the, and Erikslund is doing the ship over number 15. And the referee has seen something. That was an offside call. He was. So there was Cavalieres player who was obstructing the kicker, and then you're not allowed to do that when it's taken a crash ball in by Erikslund, and it's been there's some trouble to clearing their own ruck there, Erikslund, and it's another penalty, and I think it's for not rolling away. And he's isolated there, so Cavalieres is showing some great technique, but in the ruck, but it's shipped wide by Erikslund, and there's a third penalty for offside for the Cavalieres. So they use it, play it out left. And the referee is going to have a word here with one of the Cavalieres players. I think he thinks it's too much stuff going on in the breakdowns. There's a lot of tension here. It is the final, so obviously it's a lot of stake, but still you have to maintain your discipline. And we already had one yellow card in this game, so we'll see what the referee is deciding here. There's actually a penalty to the Cavalieres. And they kick it out. And we have a line out for the Cavalieres. And it's won by the Cavalieres. Clean ball. It's a good attacking ball. Taking fullback is joining in the line. And they're shipping it. They got numbers outside, but the pass. Unfortunately, there was a forward pass. Good intention. But there will be a scrum almost on the halfway line, a little bit to the right, and it's Erikslund. You can see in the linesman's flag there that we got a pretty strong wind blowing from right to left in the picture. So we might see some more kicking in the second half. And it's the scrum was solid again from Erikslund there, and they're playing it out wide. They don't seem to get it all the way out to the winger. It's still in Erikslund's possession, taking it down. And we got a penalty for not releasing, so it's a Cavalieres penalty. And they're going for the line-out option again. So we have a line-out. And in rugby, when you kick out a penalty, the line-out will be to the team who was awarded the penalty. So, but that is actually won by Erikslund, the line-out, and they played. Got a little bit better speed in the back line. Good hands. And they're going for the, but it's a knock-on. And the referee plays advantage. Cavalieres moving the ball really quickly out to the right-hand side. And the player front, tackle out to touch. And there goes the whistle for the halftime. So we will take a break here and we'll be back soon. Thank you very much. Okay, we're back here from Partille, Sweden, with the boys 16 final, second half. Played between Erikslund, who's kicking off, Erikslund, Stockholm, and Cavalieres from England. Cavalieres are in a solid lead, 19-0. But Erikslund got the wind in the second half, so we see if they could change the picture. And now we got, the whistle has gone for a forward pass. So there will be a scrum and an Erikslund put in. And they were pretty lucky there because you had two Cavalieres players actually who was away, had broken the defense. Cavalieres is a select team for touring, and their general manager coach is Stefan Hicks. So there are some players who are involved with the Harlequin Youth Academy, and this team is based in an area in Sussex. And here's the put in, And see what the referee lets the scrum continues. Yeah, let's play on. And they defend the ruck well, so Erikslund is taking the ball out right. A problem with Erikslund's attack, they're standing still when they're taking the ball. So that's one of the big difference between the two teams. The Cavalieres are taking the ball with speed, but the Erikslund is just shipping the ball. And here we go again. And it's a turnover and a penalty for the Cavalieres. And it was actually knocked forward when they're playing for the mark. So instead of using the penalty, we have a scrum for the Erikslund. And it's a pretty good position. Little over 10, just inside the 10 meter, 10 meter and 22 line on the Cavalieres half. So let's see if Erikslund can put some point on the board if they use this opportunity. The scrum is won and it's going out wide. And it's a knock on again. The referee's playing advantage and it's turned over by the Cavalieres. And here we go. Well, it's a good tackle. This going out wide from, and they got numbers out here. It's not releasing, the ref says. So instead of, there's a good piece of play there for Erikslund, but they couldn't get the ball out to the winger, and Cavalieres is kicking for touch. And the Erikslund has given away far too many penalties here, so they're now in their own half. The referee had a bit of talk with one of the players in Erikslund. It's not happy. Yeah. Okay, you're watching the boys 16 final in Viking Cup Youth Tournament, which is held in Partille, Sweden, and is hosted by Spartacus RUFC. And the two teams are playing. It's Cavalieres in black tops. Cavalieres are from England, and you have the Erikslund in yellow and white. And there was a liner won by the Cavalieres, and it's gone out wide. They take it in the full, and that's a tough tackle. Eriksson is on the run here again. Good piece of passage of play here from Erikslund. Yeah, that's probably gonna look for the card here. So there's always a discussion if the lift tackle, but in youth rugby, you're not allowing that. So you have a much lower tolerance level. So the second yellow card for the game. We had one in first half of the same offence, but there was an Erikslund player. Oh, and it's intercepted. And it's a lovely try there from number 13 in Cavalieres, Thomas Wharton, who intercepted the ball. And that means we have a 24-0 lead in the final boys 16. And for the conversion, it's a pretty strong breeze here, but it's close to the post, and it was missed target there. So we're down on 24 points for the Cavalieres after 4 tries and 2 conversions, and 0 for Erikslund. So it looks like the winners of Viking Cup Boys 16s will be the English team Cavalieres, and it's the first time we have an English team here who's actually winning the tournament and taking part for that. Quick word from Peter Hermansson, has joined us here in the commentators. Peter, what is your look of this year's Viking Cup?
Well, I think like you said, the English team has really brought up the quality of the play of the whole club.
And here we see some standard, and that wasn't out. We thought it was a step on the line, and it looks like we're going in for another try. Yes, and he's over. And some smart play from Cavalieres there. And the Erikslund player thinks that the ball was out, or the play was out. And we have the conversion here for after the 5th try of Cavalieres. Wait. And it's gone. No, it's just sliced it in the strong breeze. So we got the 29-0 for the Cavalieres. So it seems to be sailing away to victory in the boys 16 Viking Cup class of 2017. And here goes. Oh, great hands taken from number 8 in Cavalieres. No, this is number 6, sorry. And the rock is solid, and it's taking up. Cavalieres showing some great technique here, and you have to remember they're 1 player down as well. That was a bit volleyball there for a while, and it's It looked like we have a turnover. Yeah, it was knocked forward there, so the ref is awarding a scrum to Erikslund. Yeah, the Cavalieres, as I said earlier, is players who are under 14. So the achievement is greater, but this is one of the best under 14s team in England, and they are playing Swedish under 16 team. So there's a bit of a standard there between the two countries in rugby. Sweden, however, is picking up. I was knocked forward. Now he's awarding a penalty for being offside. So there's a penalty for Erikslund, and we'll see if they can get some points off the board out of this. They're using the ball is worked its way back. And you can see here you got as a high tackle, referee says. So they move it up. And that's the difference between one of the differences that you see that the Cavaliers are now another penalty for Erikslund. And they actually moved up, so they just 15 meters out of the line. So and they go for the crash ball. That's well tackled there. Now the ball is won. There's a bit of hesitation there from number 12 in Erikslund. It's found ground. And they got the ball. And it's still in Erikslund's possession, and they're really close to the line here for a try. They're coming up, and there's some great line speed. And that's a good run by the Erikslund center. And they got 6 turn, 6. And that was turned over there. No, there's still a possession. I thought it was forward there. But it's turned over by the Cavalieres, and they playing it wide to the counter-attack. That's a good defend, try-saving tackle, as you could call it, because they had a player on the lows and the ball is up in touch, fine touch. So we have 29-0 lead for the Cavalieres in the Black Tops in the boys 16 final of the Viking Cup youth tournament in partly Sweden. And Cavaliers are playing against the Swedish team Erikslund. Erikslund is a Stockholm, it's based team with a very nice youth section. And Erikslund is keeping up the pressure to get there first, but here's a penalty awarded for not releasing. So it looks like the Cavaliers slipped off the hook again, and will defend the kicking it for touch for the line out. Okay, so line out for the Cavaliers, just inside their own 22, and it seems to be there's a more. Looks like the Erikslund is actually won that ball. They're putting under pressure. Gone down. And the ball is out. That's intercepted by Cavalieres. But the referee think it was forward before that. So we will have a scrum and an Erikslund put in. And it's a quite good attack out position. Far out right in the 22. We could perhaps see a number 8 pick, a blindside move. Now they're using the open side option. It's running in, right in back to the pack. And there's a new penalty for the infringement in the ruck. And they're taking their time. They're gonna run this as well. And it's actually a technical mistake from Erikslund. So the ball was knocked forward. And therefore we will have a scrum for the Cavalieres. So I've been talking about differences between the standard of the teams, but you see that Erikslund has been having trouble to nail, as we say here in Sweden, the last passes, or it's okay, here we go. There's a strong tackle there on the halfback, and it's a little rumbly play there, and there's a Cavalieres penalty. It's kicked out again to penalty. And here you have Lars Mossberg giving us some amusement, chasing the linesman flag. Lars Mossberg, the chairman of Vänersborgs Rugby Club, who won the first final we had here today, the girls 18 against Malmö. So the first finalist win was Vänersborg girls 18 against Malmö. But now we're watching the boys 16 final between Cavalieres from England in black and Erikslund from Stockholm, Sweden, white and green. And the Cavalieres is in a solid lead, 29-0. And we're in the dying moments of the game in the second half. That's knocked on forward, so we will have a scrum for the Cavalieres. And the story is repeating itself. Both teams are trying to play a wide, expensive rugby, but the difference is that the Cavalieres players take the ball with speed, and the Erikslund are standing a bit too still. That's a lovely ball played out, and you see it's out, and that's Oscar Hicks, number 8 of the Cavalieres, and they got numbers out there, the Cavalieres. So Erikslund is doing a great slide defense there. So. But ball is still in Cavalieres' possession, a small chip throw. And it's secured by the fullback of Erikslund. And there's another penalty for not for off feet in the ruck. You have to stand on the feet in the ruck, otherwise you get penalized. So we will have a Erikslund penalty. And the referee wants to have a word with the Cavalieres. And it's kicked to touch by Erikslund. Almost hit the commentator stand. We have the tournament doctor here in the commentator stand, James Reber. Hello, James. What do you think of the final so far?
That's good, actually. Keep it clean. Keep it below the shoulders. Is it below the shoulders?
Short and true word from our team doctor, James Weaver. And we have a line out here with Erikslund. And here we go. That's taking a short line out. And it's passed right out. And that's the final. And we have the Cavalieres have won the 2017 Viking Cup Boys 16 final with 29-0 against the very well-playing Erikslund. But the Cavalieres, the English Tour Select team, have really showed some good rugby during the 6 games they played here. And they are undefeated winners. And well aware with the winners. And big congratulations to Stefan Hicks and the rest of the Cavalieres. And we are taking a small break here from the commentator stand. Thank you very much. My name is Henrik Lundqvist and I'm with Spartacus RUFC.